I'm gonna talk about the best day of my life. Holy crap. Hey guys, so I am back to do another video, and I just want to get this over with because I have a lot to say, but I just want to really quickly say thank you so much to everyone who watched and subscribed to me because of my Sam Potter video. That video has more views than people that go to my school. The amount of people that go to my school doubled, and that's crazy because 800 people go to my school, and I can't even believe that, and I'm so thankful and I'm so happy for everyone who liked that video. I really do appreciate it, and I will have a huge thank you video coming out, but for now I just need to quickly say thank you so I can actually get to this video. So in case you guys didn't know by the title, this video is going to be my Digifest Toronto experience, and this is going to be from a general admission perspective. I know so many VIPs are posting their videos, but this isn't going to be boring. I have some very big stories, including how I got noticed by Sam Potter, and I'm still in shock, and I need to talk about it. My voice is a little cray. I'm sorry. I'm still getting it back. It's Monday right now, and I'm still getting my voice back, but alright, let's just get started. So I actually went down to Digifest on Friday night. I went with I'm going to put like everyone's names at the bottom just for now so you guys understand who everyone is. I went with Maddy's stepdad, Maddy's mom, Maddy's little brother. They were taking us, and then so it was me, Maddy, Izzy, and Emily. Emily is Maddy's sister, and Izzy is Maddy's sister's friend, who were actually going to Digifest. So when we drove down there. It didn't take very long because we went before traffic started. We went down, and we drove to the hotel and checked in, but we weren't going into the hotel yet. So we decided to go to Pizza. So we went to Pizza, and we got the pizza because pizza's life. And then we went to the movies, and we went and saw The Fault in Our Stars, which was amazing, and I love it, and I cried the whole time, but that's not what this is about. And then we went, and after that we went back to the hotel, and we went in our room, and at that point Maddy's little brother and her stepdad were already sleeping in the bed, and we had a room with one bed, so all of us had to sleep on the ground except for Maddy's stepdad, Maddy's mom, and her little brother. So we all basically like snuck in so quietly, and you know, to keep the lights off in this tiny little room, and we all slept on the floor. And Maddy and I were like, okay, maybe we'll try and get them sleep. And we did not. We literally just sat there all night and watched O2L videos and like cried because we were gonna see them in like, you know, 24 hours. Like, it was just, we were just in shock, and like I'm gonna cry right now because just like having that feeling and like knowing that like, wow, like O2L, like we're gonna get to see O2L, like it was just so surreal, just like laying there like, how am I supposed to sleep right now when I'm gonna get to see O2L? Like it was incredible. So after, you know, laying there for so long, like flipping out, we were laying there from probably around 10:30 till 2. At 2 a.m. we got up so quietly in this tiny little room, and we snuck into the bathroom, and we turned on the light, and we closed the door, and we had to be so quiet, and I straightened my hair, and Maddy straightened her hair, and we did our makeup. I did Maddy's makeup because that's what I'm into, that's what I want to do for a career. So I did Maddy's makeup, and then I did my own and got ready and all this stuff, and I didn't really get any pictures of me like right when I first got ready, which it was just so rushed, and like I wish I did because that's when I looked the best, but I didn't have time to. I'll insert any pictures or any interesting things like that I have like in random spots. So after that and then I think around 4, Izzy and Emily got up and started getting ready, and then at around 10 to 5 her mom got up to take us. So we left and drove to the venue, and we got there at around 5 a.m. and we got there, and there was about maybe 10 people ahead of us, or Oh, I thought that was my sister crawling underneath, but it's my cat. There's maybe 10 of us or something, and so we got in line and we waited there, and we were in this kind of weird spot, like it looked like really weird. So before we went there, her mom was like, okay, let's go drive around and see if we can see anything else. So we went to drive around and we saw where the bus is going. So we were like, oh my gosh, like this is where the O2L bus is gonna come in. So we kind of like freaked out for a second. We were like, this is where they're gonna be, like we have to remember this, like maybe we can go find them or something. So then we drove back around and went and got in the line. So we were waiting there for a while. More people started showing up at around 5:30. By 6, there was maybe 20, 25 people, and around maybe 7 was when security got there. And so a security guard came over to us and said, this isn't where the line is. You have to go, it was like basically right beside, but it was like you have to go by those 3 gates there, and that gate to the far left is going to open up. So everyone grabs their stuff and goes bolting for that gate, because it's like every man for themselves, like if you get there first you get the spot. So everyone goes running, and then they're like, and then we get there and they're like, oh wait, no, all of 3 of these gates are going to open up. So they're basically just making us run around looking like idiots. So then we grab our stuff again and run, and we get to the center gate, the front. So we're like, yes, we're first in line at this gate. So we put our stuff down and we're sitting there. And this one girl actually made a Timmy's run, which was really nice. Like she took everyone's order and she went and got Tim's. And we kind of started because we were like, oh, can we walk to Tim's? Like, how far is it? And she's like, I can drive and like get you guys Tim's. And so she made a Timmy's run. She was so nice. I really wish I remembered her name. I can't remember her name, but she was so sweet and so nice. And she was like 20, but she acted like so mature, and she was just super nice. So then all of us kind of got in a group, like me, Maddie, Emily, and Izzy started this group, and we just started playing Heads Up, like the app, and it was so much fun. Like we were just laughing and having like the time of our lives. It was so funny and just the best time ever. So me and Maddie decided that we had to pee. So we get up, and there's these outhouses or porta potties or whatever you want to call them across the parking lot in like another kind of area. So we go and walk across the parking lot to go to the washroom, and I had to fix my hair because it was looking crazy. You know, I'd been out there forever. It was around maybe 10 o'clock at this point, and we'd been out there since 5. So I went, and all of a sudden we walk out of the porta potties, and we walk out and we see this giant group like on the sidewalk, and no one is over by the gates where we were. Everyone is there. So immediately our first reaction is, oh my gosh, like someone's over there like meeting people. So we make a run for it. We go sprinting down, and we get there and we see like everyone in line, and we're like, okay, no one's here, what's going on? And then we see Emily and Izzy. We step on these rocks so we can see everyone, and we see Emily and Izzy, and they're like, and this other girl, she had purple hair, I can't remember her name, she was really nice though, and she's like, oh, like this is the new line and stuff, and we're like, are you kidding? So Emily and Izzy left our stuff there and just ran over to try and like save our spot. So we went to get our stuff, and everyone was really confused about what's going on. So Maddie's like, okay, I'll go talk to security. So when Maddie went to go talk to security, I met Sierra and Megan, and shout out to you guys are awesome. And I basically just started talking to them, and we became like best friends, and I was like, yo, like you have to come over here, like wait in line with us, like you're cool, I love you. And they were like, yes, okay. So we just became like best friends, and so I'm like, come wait in line with us, like just say you've been here since 5, you guys can be with us, it's cool, like you guys are awesome. So shout out to you guys, I love you. So Sierra and Megan came over, so they're part of our group now. Sierra and Megan, you'll be hearing their names a lot. So now it's the 6 of us together, and so we get there, and we're not in front, which is pissing us off because we've been there since 5 o'clock in the morning. So there's this girl named Alex, and she goes, and she has this group of maybe 8 people that she's friends with, and she's like, okay, she's like, you guys can come with us and come to the front because we know you guys have been here since 5 like us, and you guys can just come be with us. So we went to the front of the line with them, and so we're in the front of the line. It's around like maybe 10:30, and we're just like, yes, like we're still in the front, we still have our spot, everything's okay. So we're there for a while, and then all of a sudden everyone freaks out because the VIP line has pretty much started over there on the other side kind of the gates, and someone sees Andrea apparently. So everyone hears a VIP line screaming, and they all go running, like, and we're like, hey, if you lose your spot, you lose your spot. I'm not running. I'm staying in my spot because I want my spot. So everyone goes running over to the VIP line, and everyone's like running back like, I saw Andrea, and then all these rumors are going around, like the people saw Matt Espinosa, the people saw Jack and Jack, like everyone's like freaking out. People are saying they saw Connor even though they weren't even there yet. Like people were just freaking out saying they saw all these people, but I know Andrea was there for sure because that's what people were saying, and she was already apparently there. So and then so everyone comes back, and all of a sudden, as people are starting to come back, the O2L Tour Bus is coming around like across the parking lot. There's like a street, and the O2L Tour Bus is coming around that street and over to the buses where we saw the buses go, and it goes crazy. Even I'm like, okay, frig this. I don't care if I lose my spot. I'm running for that bus. I'm going to be one of those crazy fangirls. So I just get up and I make a run for it. And keep in mind, I have not slept since Thursday night, and it is Saturday, and I'm tired. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so we have to run down this really long street. I get about halfway down that street, and I am dying, and honestly, I'm not, like, out of shape. I work out every day. I dance. Like, I'm not, like, some out-of-shape loser. Like, I'm not a runner, but, like, I'm not out of shape. So I get halfway down there, and I'm done. Like, I'm like, Maddie, if I keep running, I'm going to pass out. And Emily, who is Maddie's sister, ended up running way up there and getting a picture of the bus, which was so cool. She was like right behind the bus, and she got a picture. And these other girls like ran right up to where the bus stopped. Like they made it there first, like way before everyone else. And they were like, O2L, O2L. And I was like, oh, I'm so jealous of you. And then the bus got let out and they went in. But there was no security there. There was like one security guard. If all of us like made a huddle, like we could have like went way past them, but like we didn't, which we should have. But you know how people are, they don't like to come together. They're just like, hey, every man for themselves, you know. So, or every fangirl for themselves, I guess. So so we all go back to our spots, and our stuff was there, so luckily our spot was still safe. So we're all sitting there, and then a van comes around right beside, we're on this like big sidewalk, and a van comes on the street right beside the sidewalk, and it's freaking JennxPenn in the van, and I love her so much. Like, she's one of my favorite girl YouTubers ever. I started like freaking out. I was like, that's Jenn in the car, that's Jenn in the car. And she was like just on her phone, like not even paying attention to us, just walking like I'm queen, like slay. She's just like on her phone, like in the passenger seat, not even paying attention. And it was so hilarious. Like, I was dying. I was like, Jenn, I love you, yes. And I didn't go up to the van because I was tired and I wanted to save my spot, and I was like, I'm not gonna get to her anyway, so what's the point? So we're still waiting, and then the security guards, finance security, is starting to like come out and try and get things in order. So security comes out, and they're like, okay, you guys all need to be behind this post, because there was like this bus post kind of, and he's like, you guys need to be behind that post. So we're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? So we're like way ahead of this post, and we're like, okay. So we go to the people behind us, and we're like, can you guys move back? Because they were like right at the post, and we're like, can you guys move back so that way like we can be in line? And they're like, no, we're not moving. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, don't do this to me. I have been up since Friday at 6 a.m. I have no sleep. I've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning. I was laying on the ground, freezing, shivering. I am not going to the back of the line. And they're like, no, we're not moving. So I'm like, are you kidding? So then Alex, the girl who like let us go in front with her, goes and gets security, and then security gets involved, and it's this whole big thing. And then finally they're like, okay, you know what? You guys get to be in the front. And he's trying to get the group of us together that were with us since 5, that were there since 5, but everyone just keeps like following, and like people are coming out of the line, like trying to come into our group that was here since 5, and we're like, no, we are in the front. We have been here since 5, so stop trying to like get in. Like, it was just so frustrating. Like, just tell the truth. Like, I'm sorry, but it was just so frustrating. So finally they were like, okay, we got about, I think there's about 20 of us that like were there since 5, or like 5 to 6. So he's like, okay, you guys like go in your spot. So we got to go to the front line. Like, he knew us. Like, he was like, okay, I know that you guys are first, whatever. So we're like, okay. So we were allowed to be in front of the post because he knew we were first, and those girls still wouldn't move, even though he talked to them. Like, they still wouldn't move. So he's like, you guys can be in front of the post. I know your faces. I know you're first. It doesn't matter. So we're like, okay, that's fine. So we're up at the front of the line, like waiting. And then at this point, we've been jamming out. Like, me and Maddie taking out our signs, like gotten pictures. Everyone was like loving our signs. Like, I'll insert pictures. Everyone was just loving our signs, and especially the O2L one, which we never even like put up at the concert actually, but everyone loved that one. We should have just gave it away because we never used it, but everyone loved it. And so finally, so we're like standing there. If I moved out of my spot, then I would lose my spot, so I was not moving. All of a sudden, this white van is coming from behind the bus, and at this point, sound check has started, and people have been freaking out because they're seeing people, like, across the water at the stage, and everyone's been, like, freaking out. People are coming out on the balconies, and so it's just been crazy, but I'm not leaving my spot. I'm not, like, risking it. So then, a white van starts coming where Jenn came, but like the opposite way, so it's coming from where the buses were, and everyone's like freaking out, and I'm like trying to see who it is, but I can't see, and all I see is like this guy, like his like pressed up against the window, like waving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who is that? And I'm like freaking out, and I honestly don't know if this is 100% true, but with someone, a bunch of people were telling me, and by this point everyone knew I was obsessed, like not obsessed, but like that I love Sam, and like Sam was mine. I'm like, guys, Sam is mine, he's mine. Back off. Everyone around me basically knew that. Like, I was just like going crazy about him. And then like a bunch of girls came up and be like, that was Sam, that was Sam. I was like, no, it was not Sam, because apparently he was going to get Starbucks with a couple other people, and I was like freaking out. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like that was Sam. Like, Sam was like there in the car. Like, I lost it. Like, I lost it. Like, I was so excited. Because, like that just confirms, like, he's here, like, everything's gonna be okay, like, he's gonna be on stage, and, like, it was awesome. So, so we're just waiting there with Megan and Sierra, and we're just having the time of our lives, and the problem is that people are trying to, like, slowly scooch in front of us, because we're sitting down, and some people are standing, some people are sitting. So the people that are standing are trying to, like, slowly kind of, like, come up around, you know what I mean, and it's, like, pissing us off, so we keep having to move up. And, like, we keep going up, and it's crazy. Like, we're like, all right, like, this is insane. Like, how long is this going to take? And at this point, we've made a lot of friends, but we've also made a lot of enemies, because people are pissed that we are in the front, and they're not. But it's like, sorry that you weren't here since 5 a.m. So we finally get up. So at this point, we keep having to move. So by the time it hits, like, 2 and the gates are opening at 3, we are pushed up against the gates, and we were like, let's say the gates were here, we were about here, but at this point we're here, like, we're right here, and it's crazy. And so I don't know if you guys know who Patrick Quirky is. He's a pretty famous YouTuber. He lives in Toronto. He wasn't invited to Digitour, but he did get a ticket to come and like, you know, be in the audience. So my friend Maddy, like, loves him so much, and so he ended up DMing her and was like, oh, I'm coming, like, I'm gonna be there soon. And she's like, oh, look for us, like, we're gonna have, like, we'll hold up, like, our neon signs, because we had, like, green, yellow, and pink signs. And he's like, okay, like, I'll look for you guys. So he comes, and, like, he doesn't really get mobbed, but maybe, like, 10, 15 people crowd around him and are, like, taking selfies and stuff. And then he comes through the crowd and, like, up to us, and he's, like, hanging out with us. He's, like, he signed our arms. Like, you can't really see mine anymore because, like, I showered and stuff, but it's, like, kind of, like, there. If you can, like, even see, it's, like, right there. And so it was me, Maddy, Sierra, Megan, Izzy, Emily, Patrick, and his friend, I can't remember his name, started with a C, Cameron. So it was all 7 of us. No, 8. There should be 8. I don't know, I just really confused myself. But, so we're all there, and we decided to call our group the fam. Like, we started calling it the fam. Like, when he signed us, we're like, oh, like, tatted by the fam, and all this stuff, and, like, we were just, like, having, like, a blast, and we were all tired, so we were just like, the fam, yes, this is the fam, like, the fam is live, like, all this stuff, and, like, we were weird. So finally, security comes, and I'm just gonna skip all the bull crap about, like, certain gates. People weren't sure what gates were gonna open, so all this catastrophe was going on, but finally we're like, whatever. So we're freaking hanging out with this YouTuber in line for Digifest. Like, he has quite a few subscribers. Like, this is pretty crazy. Like, people were taking selfies with him, and, like, they're, like, so jealous that we're, like, hanging out with him in line. So finally, we're like, okay, time to go. So they open the gates and they let us in, but they don't let us pass where you check their bags. Like, we're waiting there. There's like a few minutes left till 3 when they're supposed to open or till 2 when they're supposed to open the gates. So we're like freaking out. And finally, he opens it up and it goes crazy. Like, it's one for all. Like, if you get your bag checked the fastest and your ticket scanned the fastest, you are the first one out of there. So we push through to the front of the security line, but I am with Megan and Sierra, and Patrick, Maddy, Izzy, Cameron, and Emily are all back there. So, like, it's me, Megan, and Sierra, and then they're all back there. Like, there's maybe like 4 people in our line, because there's like 5 lines, and there's maybe 4 people like separating us, and obviously they're not going to let them go ahead. Like, that's obvious at this point. So we're like, okay, we'll run ahead, like, we'll get you guys a spot, it's cool. So they finally start checking bags, and they check Megan's bag, and Megan had a water bottle with water, and she's like, oh, can I take this? And he's like, no, you have to dump it, because, like, could be, like, alcohol or whatever. So she dumped it, and then I was, like, behind her while this was going on, and I was like, oh, should I dump mine too? And, like, just to try and, like, speed up the process, like, oh, like, I'll dump it right now. No, he freaking takes it from my hand, slowly unscrews the cap. All these people are, like, going through the security line, no big deal. He just slowly unscrews the cap, slowly pours it into the garbage can, and then screws on the cap and hands it back to me. I'm like, I don't care, throw it on the freaking ground, like, take it, like, I don't care, like, I need to go. And then he just checked the rest of my bag. He's like, okay, go. So then we get through, the guy scans our tickets, and Megan is like, I think she said she just cross country or track and field or something. Like, she bolted it to that stage. She was like, guys, I'm going. And me and Sarah are, like, running behind, like, go, Megan, go, like, you got this and stuff. And Megan's, like, trying to wait for us. We're like, no, like, just go. So she's running, and then so finally and it's pretty far. Like, it's maybe a little bit less than, like, a kilometer run or something. Like, it's far, because you have to go, like, around and then to the beach. Like, it was far, because it's the Echo Beach. So we run down there, and finally we make it to the stage, and we're standing there, and we're, like, trying to, like, find, like, Maddy and Patrick and them, and, like, Patrick's really tall, so he's, like, easy to see, and we can't see him, and, like, more people are coming, so it's like the more people that come, the more people they're gonna have to go through, and they were, like, a couple people behind us, so we couldn't figure out where they were, and we're, like, freaking out. We're like, they're not gonna be able to get ahead, like, I'm gonna get separated from Maddy for the whole thing. Everyone's phones are dead, like, we're screwed. So finally, they show up, and they end up pushing through because they had Patrick, and Patrick's, like, he's awesome, so we got through. And we end up, so we get in there, and we're all squished, like, it is squished. We're about 3 rows back, maybe, and we're squished in, and we're just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Like, we're dying, and it's hot, and it's burning hot, and, like, I could feel the heat on my shoulders. Like, do you guys see how burnt I am? Like, oh, the sun's kind of getting in the way, but I have, like, a line, like, I have literal lines. I have like, this nice, beautiful, like, there we go. I am burnt, and I don't even care. Like, it was worth it, but it was crazy. So we're waiting there, and we have to wait for an hour because they open the doors at 2 and the show starts at 3. So we're waiting in a sweaty crowd doing nothing for an hour, and I'm dying. I'm so hot. I'm claustrophobic. I'm tired. Like, I'm really claustrophobic, and I'm tired. Like, I'm done at this point. And, like, you know, we've been waiting outside for 10 hours, and it just feels like it's for nothing because nothing has happened yet. It's all been stress from trying to make sure we have our spots. Like, it's just been stress, and it's kind of like, this isn't even, like, it was a great experience up to that point still, but it was kind of like, this isn't even fun. Like, I just want the show to start. So Patrick's, like, giving us his phone, like, oh, like I'll follow you on Twitter, like, give me your phone, like, here's my phone, follow yourself on Twitter. So we're, like, following ourselves, like, on his phone, like, this is so cool. And we're like, oh, like, the fam, like, the fam is live. Like, we were probably annoying people so much. We're like, the fam is live, and I'm like, guys, everyone, you're witnessing the fam being formed. I was like, the fam's gonna start a collab channel. Like, I was being so stupid. And, so finally, the show is about to start, and at this point, I'm just ready for it. Like, I am done. I am ready. I'm hot. Like, I want the show to start. So finally, the show starts, and Jenn and Andrea come out first, and we are just freaking out. Like, I love Jenn. Like, I love Jenn and Andrea, but like Jenn is my girl. Like I said before, Jenn is my girl. Like, she was like on our side because she was more to the left, and like we were like a little bit to the left from center. So I was like freaking out, and we had like Jenn adopt me like line paper signs. I think it's in the Digi Tours Vine. You can see like these like line pieces of paper to the left of the stage, or if you're on stage it's the right, and that was us. And like we were like, that was like a whole bunch of us. We had like these little signs that said Jenn adopt me, and it was really cool and like really fun, and it was so great. And her and Andrea came out, they like got us cheering, like got us pumped up, like it was really fun. And then so that was great, and I was just like freaking out, like I couldn't believe it. I was just so like pumped up, and like at that point I was ready. And then after that, people like Jonah Green, who I love, by the way, Pointless Blog, like a bunch of them came out, and they were like rapping and like singing and like playing around and joking, and they really got us pumped up. They were like dancing and stuff, and it was just really cool and a lot of fun. I have like a video on my channel of like all the videos and pictures that I got that you can look at if you want to. Yeah. So after that, after they came out, they were really fun. Then Cassia, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I feel really bad. She came out, and Lindsey came out, and I love Lindsey. Like, she's so like just funny, and like I love her hair. I have naturally really curly hair too, so she's like my queen. I'm like, yes, like slay, like you have hair like me, like I get you. So she came out, and I think I forget who else came out. There was another girl. I'm sorry. And so they came out, and they brought 2 members of Midnight Red out, and they had like a little twerking competition. The video's on my channel. Like I said, I got that whole thing. They had a little twerking competition, and it was really funny. And I was like freaking out because Lindsey was on stage. Just like, I love you, girl. Yes, slay. So then they went off, and this is when things take a turn for the worst. So after they left, Nash, Greer, and Cameron Dallas come on stage, and everything goes wrong. Everything goes wrong. People are pushing and shoving and screaming, and it's insane. The crowd is getting like pushed around like this. Like, this is literally what's going on. Like, you're in the crowd like this. I almost got knocked over and fell to the ground and like trampled. Another girl got punched in the face. One girl was like getting pushed up against the barricades, like she couldn't breathe. Like, it was crazy. And about halfway through, and then so they came on stage, and then they started bringing fans on stage, and people were like freaking out, and like I started bawling my eyes out. Like, I was having a literal panic attack in that audience. Like, I was like 3 rows from the front getting pushed around. I'm claustrophobic like crazy. I was crying so much. Like, I was like, Maddy, like, I don't know what to do. Like, we've been here since 5 a.m. I don't want to leave my spot, but I was just so upset. I couldn't breathe. I was hot. I was tired. I was like, I couldn't breathe in there, and I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, I can't do this. And she was like, okay. And she was like, do you want to go? Do you want to go? Because we can go and stuff. And Patrick was like, I have to go. I can't be in this mess. Like, this is insane. He was having a panic attack too. And so I ended up staying and filming the Chubby Bunny with Nash and Cameron that they did with fans. And then after that, I was like, they were doing fan questions, and people were freaking out. People started getting pulled from the audience, and I was like, okay, I need to go up there. I need to get pulled out. I can't do this. So I'm trying to get through, and people are actually being really nice. Like, most people were being really nice, and like they saw, like, Maddy's like, my friend's crying. They're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just having a panic attack. Like, I need to get out of here. And they're like trying to call security, because security's like looking for people like to get them out that want to get out, and like they can't see me, and everyone's like, security, this girl is out. And people are like freaking out, like, security, get this girl right now. Like, they're freaking out, and because I'm like having a panic attack, I'm like about to pass out. And so one of the security girls sees me, and she like walks over, and there's like a couple, like there's maybe like 6 girls at the front, like 2 rows, who like aren't moving, and I'm like trying to like get their attention, like I need to get out of here, and they're not moving. And like security guard just comes up to the front, and she can see like I can't breathe, like I'm crying my eyes out. She's like, move out of the way, and she like pushes these girls like out of the way, like, you need to move, I need to get this girl out. And so I like go up to the front of the barricades, and she's like, And she's like, okay, put your arms around my neck. So she takes my stuff out of my hands. I had my iPad because I was filming, and I had my my bag and stuff. And she took my iPad, she took my bag. She was really nice about it. She didn't just throw them. Like, she placed them on this bench, because in between the stage and the barricades there's this little space. That's where they were standing, and there was a bench, and she put them on there. And then she was being really nice. I thought they were gonna be pissed, but she was really nice. So she's like, okay, put your arms around my around my neck. So I put her arms around my neck, and she lifted me up and sat me on the barricade, and I was facing the audience just for a second, and I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm so embarrassed because I'm crying. I look like a mess, and everyone sees me. And one girl actually DM'd me and was like, I saw you getting pulled out, and I was like, no, I looked like a mess, and it was just so embarrassing. And so I got pulled out. And Nash and Cameron are checking on everyone that's getting pulled out, and they're watching us. So I'm like, no, Nash, Greer, and Cameron Dallas freaking saw me getting pulled out of the audience. No. So she pulls me out, and she I'm talking way too fast. And she sits me on the ground, and she goes and she walks me over to the bench. She's like, sit here. I have to go get more people. So I'm sitting there. This one girl's getting her leg wrapped up. It is insane. There's 3 girls on the bench beside me in tears too. We're all just crying. And this one girl comes up to me, and she's like, are you okay? She puts her arms around me, and she's like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? And she's crying too. And I'm just yeah, we're crying together for a second. And her friend comes, and she's like, I have to go. And she walked away, and I was like, it's fine. And then Maddy came out, and then Maddy's sister Emily came out, and Maddy comes over to me. She's rubbing my back, it's okay, you're okay, you're fine. And I'm still trying to breathe. And then freaking security comes up to us, and I can understand why they did this, but at the same time, I'm sitting here crying, I'm hyperventilating basically, trying to breathe, and they're like, you can't be here, you have to get out of here, blah blah blah, because people could just be faking it so they could watch the show, because we were right there. So I was like, okay, I'll get out. So I got out, and I walked around to the back. Honestly, so then we got to the back, and we're like, hey, let's go get some water, because we hadn't drank anything all day, and we've been there since 5 a.m. and we're like, let's go get some water, let's try and breathe. So we buy some water. We go and get merch. So while they were on stage answering fan questions, we were getting merch. And the only merch I got, because I was so mad that O2L didn't bring their merch, and it sucked. It's understandable, but it sucked. But I got the, oh, that's embarrassing. I got the Digi shorts. Y'all swag. Look, they're awesome. I love them. And I figure it's something that I'll actually wear. So it's oh, why not? So I got the Digi shorts, and that's all I got, because there was no merch for O2L there, which sucked because I wanted Sam's shirt so bad, but there was no O2L merch. So after this freaking crazy experience, I'm like, okay, let's go sit on the sand in the back. We'll put one of our blankets down, and we'll just relax. So we sit on the blanket, and we're in the sand, just trying to relax and just catch our breath. And then Low Anthony, Jack, Jack, and Andrew Lowe, or Lau, I forget, I love him too, and I don't know his name, I'm so sorry, I'm such a big fan. They came out, and I felt so bad for Jack, the fact that he was sick, then he still came, that's incredible. So they came out, and I kind of walked up and watched them. They were only on stage for a couple minutes because Jack was sick, but I kind of just watched them and went up to the back, because there's people standing, and then you could go up to the back of the audience where no one was really pushing, and you could kind of stand back there, and you had a little bit of room. So I went up there and watched and stuff, and it was really cool. And then they left, and then for some reason, yeah, I didn't write it, but then O2L freaking came out, and they're like, oh, next is O2L, and then I ran back to where we were. I'm like, Maddy, come here, this is why we're here, you have to come here right now. So she grabs our signs, and we go running up, and this is where, guys, this is where it happens. If you've been watching this the whole time, oh, sorry, my tweet got favorited, I was trying to see what it was. If you've been watching up to this point, this is where it goes down. So we pick up our signs, and we run to the front, or not the front, like the back like crowd, and we still have really good view. Honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. You have dancing room and you have a great view, and you're front and you're like right in the center. Like it's a million times better. Honestly, it really was. So we're standing back there, and we take out our Lawley sign. I'll insert a picture of it, but if I forget or something, it was basically pink, and it said Kian's girl on one side and an arrow, and Sam's girl on the other side and an arrow, and then it had an infinity sign, and it said Lawley and the infinity sign, and Maddy was on the Kian's girl side, obviously, and I was on the Sam's girl side. So we're standing there, we're like, we have our signs, we're freaking out. They come on stage, they're like saying hi to people and stuff, and then they start playing this game where they are like feeling each other. Like Trevor gets blindfolded and he has to like feel like who he's touching, like, and stuff. I know that sounds weird, but you know what I mean. So they're playing that game, and then it was so funny. At one point he like touched Kian's butt, and he's like, Kian's butt? And everyone's like cheering because like he just like guessed Kian's butt and he like got it, and then they're like, oh, Trevor knows his butts, and it was really funny. And and then right when they finished that game, JC and Kian pretty much noticed us at the exact same time. So Kian, like, he gets his, like, he has the microphone. He points to our signs. He doesn't say it into the mic, but if you ask, like, anyone there, like, pretty much everyone would have noticed this. He pointed to our sign and goes, I like your sign. Like, he doesn't say it, but he, like, mouths it. He's like, I like your sign. And we lost it. And at the exact same time that happened, like, maybe, like, 2 seconds after, JC points at our sign and goes like this, and we flipped out. Like, we lost it. Like, we were like jumping around, like screaming, like, oh my gosh, like Kian freaking Lawley and JC freaking Caylen. Like, we were crying, and like even people around us were like freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, like, JC saw your sign. They're like freaking out. They're like jumping around with us. We're like, I know, like, we don't even know these people, and they're like excited. Like, we're just freaking out. Like, we can't believe that like JC and Kian like noticed us. Like, it was just amazing. So then they were on for a bit, and then they left, and they're like, oh, they're gonna come back, whatever. So then Rebecca Black came on, and she sang Team and Friday, and she was really good. Like, I love Rebecca. Rebecca's my queen. I'm so mad that she didn't sing Saturday, but she was amazing. Ryan Beatty, or I know I say that wrong. I can't remember how to say his name. He's really good. His Hey LA song, I love that song. I need to download it. Like, that was amazing. Josh Levi, oh my gosh, he slays. Like, I love him. He's so freaking hot. Like, he's amazing. And he was so good. Like, and his mom was up there taking videos. It was so cute. Like, it was awesome. And then Casper Lee was out at one point, and I got a lot of videos of him because my one friend loves him. And he was doing some fun stuff, and he was really cute, and he was like twerking and stuff. And at one point, like, people told him to like pull up his pants. He's like, oh, sorry, that's inappropriate. And he like pulled up his pants, and it was really funny. And then oh, I just said that. Wow, I'm dumb. And then Tila was out. I don't know if this is exactly the order. But then Tila was out, and I love Tila. She's so, like, she's fab. So she was out, and she sang Fancy and kind of like got the crowd pumped up and stuff, and it was really fun, and she slayed. She was awesome. And then Ricky came out, and he took a video of us singing Ordinary. Toronto was the last stop that he was like filming his video for O2L at, so he sang Ordinary, and we had our Ordinary sign. So if you guys see in his O2L video, if you guys see like a green sign that says Ordinary, it has like the lyrics on. That was ours. So that was really cool. And and then Trevor came out, and honestly, guys, I got so many videos of Trevor. He slayed. He sang Applause. I'm talking way too fast. He sang Applause. He sang The Dark Side. He sang Someone. He sang Echo. We were twerking to Echo so hard. Echo was amazing. And then he sang Slay, which is off his new EP, but it hasn't been released, and it was so good. The whole day, after, like, the next day, I had that song stuck in my head the entire day. There's a video of it if you want to go see if you haven't heard it on my channel, and it was so good. Like, I could not believe it. Like, it was just like, I just love the part where he goes, watch me slay, like, I love that. Like, this song is so Trevor, and it's so perfect. Like, the song literally just slays, like, every chart. Like, it slays the fact that it slays, like, it just slays. And it was just amazing, and Trevor was so good. He's such an amazing performer. He's so sassy when he performs. People around me and Maddie were getting really annoyed, because we just kept going, slay, Trevor, slay, yas, yas. Like, we just kept screaming that. That's, like, why I lost my voice. Because he was so good. And so we never wanted him to leave, but then eventually he left. And then IM5 came out, and they were so good. I ended up, like, having to leave because I'd go get a drink, and then I ran back, and at one point, I think it was the first song they started, they put their hands behind their back, and they went down like this right before they started singing, and me and Maddie screamed, we love you, IM5, and one of the guys, I can't remember which one, it was like, he was near the front, he like looked up and like smiled and like looked back down, and we like freaked out, we're like, oh my gosh, like he heard us, like we were just like freaking out, like we couldn't believe it, like we were like, yes, this is it, like he heard us, like we were so excited. So, after they heard us, and like they performed, they were amazing, they did a Justin Bieber medley at one point, and it was so good, like it was incredible. And then Jonah Green, Pointless Blog, and all them came out again, and we're like fooling around and stuff, and it was really cool. And then I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if Tiffany Alvord came out before or after O2L's last. She might have been before, I'm not sure, but she came out and she sang, and I got a video of it, of one of her whole songs. She sang My Heart Is, which I love that song, and I got it. So if you want to see that, it's on my channel. But then O2L came out for their last song, and this is, guys, this is where it goes down. Like, this is where it goes down. So, this is where this crap happens. So, me and Maddie taped our letters for O2L to this monkey. Like, we took tape and we like wrapped it around like to the stuffed monkey. It was like blue and pink stuffed monkey. And we're like, okay, we're gonna try and get this on stage. And because we lost our spots at the front, we like couldn't. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and like get as close as possible and find like some guy with like good like arm to like throw it on. So I find this guy, and he's like with his friend. I'm like, can you throw this on stage? Like, please, like just try and get this on stage. And he's like, okay, like I'll try. So he throws it, and it lands in between the stage and the barricade. So I'm like, it's fine, whatever. So I don't know if security picked it up or who picked it up, but someone picked it up and started throwing it, and it was like, it was getting like thrown around and stuff, and we didn't see this happening. This is in videos after that we found this out. So it's getting thrown around while the O2L song is on. And I am running around. I'm missing the whole O2L song, which, by the way, I've had on repeat for the last, like 2 days. Like, I just keep listening to it over and over again. I'm missing the whole O2L song because I'm trying to get this freaking monkey on stage. So then I go back to where Maddie is, and we see the monkey go on stage. You know what Connor does? He picks up the monkey. He looks at it. He sees the letters. Like, he picks up the side. Like, he looks at the letters. And he throws it back into the audience. And, like, I don't know, like, if he didn't realize, like, the letters said, like, O2, like, to Our Second Life on them. So, I don't know, like, if he just didn't notice, or if he was just, like, because the other guys were throwing things back out, like, maybe he was, like, copying them. Like, I don't know, but he just picked it up. He looked at it. What bugs me is, like, that he looked at it and he threw it back out. And, like, we were kind of offended. Like, we were like, okay, like, you like don't want our letters, like I'm trying to say, like, maybe he didn't do it on purpose, but it just made me really upset. So after that, after we see that happen, like, we're kind of discouraged, and we're like, hey, well, this sucks. I was like, that was our monkey. Like, he just picked it up and threw it. Like, I was like pissed. So finally, they're about to walk off stage, and guys, there is proof that this happened, like, in videos, and honestly, at this point on, I'm going to be telling you guys a lot of stuff. You guys can believe it, you guys cannot believe it, I don't care, but honestly, this is what happened. This is my version of the story. So, they're about to walk off, and you guys can believe this, you cannot believe this. I don't care. But, honest to God, you guys, almost half of my subscribers came from my Sam Pottorff, Stop the Hate Sam Pottorff, you guys know. So we're about to walk, so they're about to walk off, and Sam turns around and he points to our sign. Like, I will leave a link to the video in the description. It's not a video that I took, but you can see that he's pointing to, like, near the back right corner, and that's where we were. Like, I swear to you, that's where we, like, not near the back right corner, but, like, near, like, he, like, points to the back, and you can tell, like, he's not just, like, doing it to the audience. Like, he's, like, he points, like, he goes like this, kind of, like, to the back, and I made eye contact with him. Like, I know, and he goes like this. And, like, right before he's about to walk off, he goes like this, and he goes like this. I'll leave a video in the description. You can see Connor throw the monkey in this video. Some random girl took this video. You can see Connor throw the monkey. I'll leave the times and stuff. You can see Connor throw the monkey, and you can see Sam go like this. And I freaked out. Like, I kind of just stood there in shock, and I was like, did that really just happen? And, like, and I wasn't sure at the time. But then when I found that video after, I could tell that he was pointing at where we were, and, like, I just lost it. Like, I was crying my eyes out. I was like, Sam Potter noticed me. Like, he noticed my sign. Like, he even if, like, he couldn't see my face, like, Sam Potter noticed me. And honestly, like, that made my day. Like, it made me so happy, and, like, it made everything that I went through worth it. Like, I knew, like, Sam acknowledged me, and, like, that's all that mattered. And I was so happy. So after that, you know, Cimarelli, Megan and Liz and all them were coming out. And we didn't care at that point. Like, we were just like, okay, we're going over by the fence, because there was, like, this fence, and some people were going over there and, like, signing stuff, like, through the fence and, like, taking selfies. So we're okay. So we go over to the fence, and we're waiting there, and we see, and I see Ricky, and I don't have my iPad with me or anything, so I just ran over there because people started screaming. I was like, someone's over there, so I ran over there, and freaking Ricky is there, and I'm, like, a couple people back from the fence, so he's, like, 3 meters away from me, and I'm like, Ricky, like, I love you, like, slay. And, like, he was only there for a couple minutes, because, like, not even, like, 30 seconds, because he didn't want to start a riot. But I was, like, 3 meters away from Ricky, and I was, like, freaking out. So at this point, I've interacted with 5 out of 6 of O2L, and honestly, I'm on top of the freaking world right now. So, then we go back. So then I go back to Maddy, and I'm like, I just saw Ricky. Like, he was right there. So then so Maddy comes with me to the fence, and we end up getting to the front, and we have our sign with us, and, well, we're not at the fence, we're actually at the bar, because there's, like, a bar, and then the fence starts, and we're, like, at the bar, and it's perfect, because, like, if someone comes, you're, like, right there, like, you can, like, lean over the bar and, like, talk to them. So we're like, yes, this is perfect, and we have our sign, so that way, if, like, Kian or Sam comes or something, like, they'll see the sign. Well, actually, no, before we had the sign, all of a sudden, who comes around the corner? Freaking Kian, JC, Connor, and Jenn. Kian and JC come, like, longboarding around the corner, and, like, to, like, where the backstage area was, and everyone's, like, freaking out, and Kian just rolls by, doesn't even, like, look at us, just rolls by. JC, like, waves, which was really nice, and, Jenn just ignored us, and I think I can understand that, like, that they didn't, like, they kind of ignored us because they don't want, like, people to get hurt, and I think security was like, you guys can't, like, start a riot or anything, so they had to be careful what they were doing. What bugged me was that Connor walked by, and he kind of gave us, like, a look, and then kept walking, so it wasn't like he ignored us, and it wasn't like he was nice, he just kind of went, like, and kept walking, and I'm like, okay, like, at this point, I'm kind of getting pissed at Connor. Like, what is he doing? Like, I was just, like, maybe he's having a bad day. I don't know. It was really weird. So, finally, so we're waiting there. We're just, like, waiting for O2L. Like, maybe they'll come back. And then we ended up getting our sign and, like, putting it there because, like, maybe Sam will come. Because Sam's the only one that has not walked by the fence yet. Sam and Trevor, they're the ones who have not walked by. So, like, maybe we'll see them. So, we're waiting there, and, Acacia or Acacia, or I'm sorry, I don't know her name, and Lindsey start walking by, and they're, like, jamming out to Midnight Red. I got some pictures of them doing that. It was really funny. And then eventually Lindsey comes over, and she's obviously not as popular, so not a lot of people were, like, freaking out, but so she comes over, and she is like talking, she's, like, talking to people and stuff, and, like, people are being really chill because she's not, like, super, like, people aren't, like, freaking out, they're kind of just chill. And so she's not super popular. And then she comes over, like, she starts like kind of making her way down because like people are like talking to her and stuff. And she comes to me and I was like, oh my gosh, can I take a selfie with you? And she's like, yeah, sure. And then I like put out my iPad and she's like, oh my gosh, I love iPad selfies. They turn out so good. And I'm like, yes, girl. And then we took a selfie and I posted on Twitter and she retweeted it and I got like 102 favorites or something, which is really cool. And it's my profile picture on Twitter too, down below. My link for that, my Twitter's down below. But so that was really cool that she retweeted that. And then, so we had our sign, and me and Maddy were like, can you give our sign to O2L? And she's like, no, like, they already left. And we're like, no, they did not leave. Like, we were so upset because, like, we were going to try and, like, find them after and stuff. And, like, we were so upset. And at that point, like, when she said that, and she's like, I'm sorry, like, they already left. Like, I feel like she would have done it if they were still there, but they'd already left. And they went to that abandoned water slide. I don't know if you saw their vines, but they went to that abandoned water slide. It was, like, right near the venue, and then they left. And we were so upset. Like, we were like, no, like, this is not happening. So at that point, we were just like, okay, like, let's go. Like, we're done here. Like, Simmerly came on, and I got a video of them, and, like, I love them and stuff. And don't get me wrong, like, I like the other people, but, like, it was just kind of like, hey, like, we have to go. Like, I'm done. I'm tired. Like, I just want to go home. So then we're leaving, and and Fifth Harmony is on, and we're like on this bridge. We're not out of the venue, but we're like on this bridge, and across, like, by the bridge, there's the Molson Canadian Amphitheater, and Nash and Cameron are in the Molson Canadian Amphitheater getting changed with the lights on. And you guys can believe me, you cannot believe me. We were the only ones standing on this bridge, like, who were noticing this. Like, they're across the way, the windows open, the lights are on, and they're getting changed. And you can tell it's them because one person has Nash hair and one person has Cameron hair. It's like, hey, who else would it be? No one. So we're like freaking out. We're like, oh my gosh, like, they're changing. Like, I swear to you, Nash was like butt naked. Like, at one point he bent down and you could see like his crack. Like, he was butt naked. Like, I'm like 90% sure that was like he was butt naked, and I'm like pretty much 100% sure that was them, but I'm pretty sure he was like butt naked. So so we're waiting there, and I took a video of it. I'll insert right now.
What the fuck is happening? Like, literally, they're like all naked. Like,
I can't see anything. The lights too bright. Oh, there's somebody. What is going on?
okay, what the fuck?
Okay, so apparently Nash, Cameron, and someone else are in this room.
Maybe it's the dressing room.
They're like naked and like the lights are on. And it's just really weird.
Oh
my
wait,
God.
wait, I think that person has a shirt on.
No,
Is that a girl? Cam. That is definitely Cam.
Was he just carrying a girl? Oh.
No, it looked like he had a pillow stuffed in his stomach.
It looked to me like he was carrying a girl.
No, dude. What are you even saying?
Well, he's carrying something.
It's probably Carter. Wait, what's that supposed to be?
Yeah. Well,
Maddy and I. Are you recording this?
yeah.
Jessica. Oh
wait, all you can see is their shadows. You can't really see like what's going on.
I think they have shirts on again.
Well, they do, but before they didn't. It was
Guys, what
definitely
is that
naked.
fucking O2L? Literally, what is that O2L? What if it's like Sam and Kian? Wait, that's a girl. That's not a girl.
I swear I saw a girl.
Too big for that to be a girl. It looks like Kian. That looks like Kian. I know, it looks like Kian. Look at Kian now. How do we get there?
Yeah. How do we get there?
Can we get there?
Like, literally how?
I don't know. This is the first thing. Ontario Place? Go through Ontario Place?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't they just go to their balcony already?
They literally just go there and knock on the door. And then we'll be like, oh, we thought this was our room. And then we'll be like, holy crap.
Says who?
How do you get there?
Well, you can hear it. Put harmony in the background.
They're gone. Well, like the lights on, but like.
It looks like a dressing room thing to me. Does anyone else see it? Yes. Yeah. That's totally something that they would fucking do.
So, just so you guys know, that happened. I promise it happened. Like, I'm not making this up. So, after that, so then all of a sudden they disappear. And we're like, hey, where'd they go? 2 minutes later, they're back on stage. And everyone thought they left. 2 minutes later, they're back on stage and they're not in the window. Who else would that have been? And, like, they disappear. A van drives. We see, like, a van, like, go over that, like, from there to the stage, and then they're on stage. Like, who else would that have been? Like, it was obvious to them, because as soon as they disappeared, 2 minutes later, they're on stage saying goodnight to people. So we run back over there to try and see them one last time, and unfortunately, we didn't get there in time, and they got off stage. So then we went to the washrooms, and then we left. And I never mentioned this, but, when we got pulled from the crowd, we got separated from Megan and Sierra, and we never saw them again. But I've been texting them all day, and, like, we're, like, friends now. Like, we're going to have Skype sessions and, like, tell our stories because we got separated after we got pulled from the crowd, which sucked. But we're, like, best friends now. We're all going to get, like, VIP together next year and stuff. And so, yeah, Digifest Toronto friends, woo. And so that's basically the end, I think. So really just getting to interact with 5 out of 6 of O2L, like, that's incredible. And also just being, the fact that you guys know, since, like, half of you came from my most recent video, like, how much I love Sam. Like, I love him so much, and I want the best for him, and I want him to be happy. And the fact that he, like, noticed me makes that whole video, even though he doesn't know about the video, it makes the whole video, and it just makes everything, like, worthwhile. And the fact that I waited there since 5 a.m., even though I didn't end up in the front, you know, Sam Potter, like, he saw me, like, he pointed to me, and he gave me a hand heart. Like, how crazy is that? Like, I can't even describe the feeling, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so happy. And I know that he'll never ever see this because he hasn't even seen the video I made him yet, but Sam and JC and Kian too, thank you so much. Like, Kian, like, literally said, like, I like your sign, and JC pointed at us and waved. Like, thank you guys so much for that. Like, you guys don't even understand. Like, we were screaming, like, we were freaking out, like, we couldn't believe it, and it made us so happy. And thank you to Sierra and Megan for being awesome, and to Maddy and her parents for taking me, and Izzy and Emily. Like, it was the best time. And Patrick Quirky, thank you for being awesome and, like, slaying. And, like, O2L, you guys slayed. I love you guys, and I'm so happy. And I'm sorry this video was so long, but it was a long story, and it was the best day ever. So that is the story from a general admission. Oh my gosh, don't hit your sunburn. I'm really white right now. Okay, so that was my story from a general admission perspective of someone who was out there since 5 o'clock in the morning and got noticed by 3 out of 6 of O2L and interacted with 5 out of 6 of O2L. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it through this whole video, I honestly applaud you. I love you, and thank you, Sam, for making Digifest and everything worth it. I love you. Bye.
Chillin' on the west side, playing my song. Got the Kia Soul with my cheap shades on. Gonna run right through the night. Jump off the gate, fall to the ground. It don't matter, still hitting this town. Oh, it never felt so right. Tonight we're running around the boulevard. I couldn't ask for more. So sick and tired of staying up to see the break of dawn. Everybody's taking shots to the past out on the line. Broken hearts and styrofoam and empty double cups. I guess I'm ordinary. sofa with the tank top, supercalifragilistic down in my socks. Let it go right to my